What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a
Whatever.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which...
Oh! Paimon knows! And here's a broken...
Oh! These are the clothes that... Her clothes are here. But
Right! Ugh. What is this place?
It seems someone could
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state. Let's find a place to sort of...
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the...
They believe the guards have checked.
So the tunnels become like a
In other words, the
charges?
That's right. This is how a trial goes. That's right. This is the statements from both sides. To put it simply,
This also precludes any kind of...
once both sides have been... Then...
Huh?
In practice, yes. Because we've...
There can... And even if that were not...
I'm ready to break out.
Whoa, whoa!
Of course. I just hope you...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings. I mean, what better...
Huh. Breaking out, so just kidding! Just kidding!
What do you mean?
Huh?
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me. Yes, I must.
I have eggs, sugar.
Good. These three are quite the interesting. From the way you had these two guys carrying on, but you ended up doing.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouragement.
Oh, don't underestimate anyway.
Only.
Well,
Tea is ready to be served. No need for
all right then. However, the magician twin,
Exactly. Why would they do?
the flower vase, and resulting in the perhaps the criminal.
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True, but
Huh. Could Halsey?
that's right. And even if she had, nor does she have.
From the sound of your macaron. What?
Please don't worry about it. At my...
No, besides, Paimon knows that if she. Wait. Even you don't believe? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons.
Oh, Malus, making sure everyone gets 3 macarons.
Exactly.
As you wish.
And I have the egg.
What?
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know. It would be.
All right.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right. It's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready. What do we do? The whole situation. Good plan.
Just relax. Even if everyone else is besides,
Thanks, Navia.
best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did...
To be honest,
No.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terrible.
Since both parties... Firstly,
Yes, of course.
thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
hey,
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundation... Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during... Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as...
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left?
Order! Order, Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial...
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't... Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the words, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as...
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
Sorry. Please.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer first, and...
Of course. I'll answer any question. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is... From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel, specifically to...
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized...
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, it was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay,
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty bad. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously... Huh? Oh, Paimon...
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the... He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he... Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny Seems this won't produce... Seem... According to Linny, he Linny went to the room that contains the Linny did not take part in the underground...
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been... The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
other words, you believe that he knew nothing.
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would...
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. Oh, well, your denial is very strident. Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not... You're saying that he wasn't?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Paimon thinks there's some... Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Could there have been a third person? Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Could there have been a third person? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Huh? That can't be right.
Oh, is that so? How?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal... No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The sound we heard may have come from a clash. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people to fit in. No one entered or left the. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. Lenny was not in the tunnel at. The deceased's name is Cow. Lenny was not in the tunnel at. It would have been tough for both people. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The deceased's name is Cowl. It would have been tough for both people to.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having...
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient?
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing... The deceased's name is Cowl, Lenny's assistant. The vase was not broken by chance. It was...
Oh, Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to... Just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for... The water from the primordial sea should already Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something... The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As... I remember there was something else within the inner layer. The water from the primordial sea should already... The deceased's name is Cowell. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for an... The water from the primordial sea
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon. When the balloon attached to the box popped afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel, but he...
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What? That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications that upon his ultimately, he not now, as much as I regret. Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we... Is this the...
Oh no! Paimon can... seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this...
I think we've all seen... I believe this is indeed... Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not...
excuse me, everyone, but I must interject!
Miss, I must ask you not to shout. And
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar! were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective. The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was... The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian, her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the... He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in, mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect. He tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the that she would have to go through guard inspection if she...
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over
At this point, all the events that...
Ah, so that's... Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defenses? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such,
What? Are you reading my No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat.
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
if there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Victory for Ace Detective Paimon!
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that—
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you. I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a—
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability. Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and see—
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the I guess. But regardless, I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the Knave, has their roots in Fontaine, and we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future,
Bye, Linny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that...
Ah, I see. Sorry.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new... Wait.
Huh?
Well, Anyway, it would just be a meal.
You don't have to twist...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but
stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this is all—
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking!
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula— those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a fair— Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your few—
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play, don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Ah, valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just... all right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense. Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kinda salty and icky.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so normal. You know.
Okay. As for expenses...
Hey, Navia! What are you...
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact... in any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll...
See ya!
Whirling snow!
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kinda hear a voice. It's... Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is? Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since? Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, We can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be. No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor, so let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth. Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember,
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
Quick, now's our chance!
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, Demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clarand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clarand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So, if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh? Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Lenny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial? Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out...
well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that is important. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a... Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least... But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people... Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are...
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But...
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for completing Ad Astra Abyss.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
I only...
It's right up ahead. But let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious.
Huh. Very good.
I shall find rooms for our respected guest.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything...
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took, even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also...
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really...
There is one other thing.
Oh, her? Well, yeah. That's not the sort of thing that you can just let...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the... She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him. There was...
It's not that I
Don't worry, Navia. I'm on no...
Afterward, Miss Clorand told... Yes, that is our...
All right. Anyway, that's the... thanks.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Paimon slept so well, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin.
Paimon gets the but...
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did...
Wait!
Unfortunately, this name seems to have... I suspect... No. And that is the archives, kept by... If the... Oh...
So Nervalette, in that case, let's...
The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with a...
This place does look pretty heavily.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who...
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can...
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up...
Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just...
Ah, thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no... It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a... You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold... If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Everything was hanging on... There are still so... If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry.
You and my father, it's not so much... Oh well. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right.
Now that I think of it...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered that thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that... Yeah!
I really think... All right.
Yeah, we're gonna...
Do you want to go with me now? Great. There's no need to. My father was the one who. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you. Paimon was. But now that Paimon has seen this ship.
Well, put. Maloose, we're back!
Apologies for the... You said before that you still had...
You still remember?
Yes, the case was quite simple.
Could you tell us?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance...
Wait!
Yes, he did. If you drink sin, and if you were to stop, as he oversaw...
Boss is uncompromised. Not only that...
Yes. Recognizing that, the man's name was that night, but then...
Huh?
Sounds just like looking back on it, though. Precisely. But, considering it now, you're right.
Jacques was an empath. I think this... On that note, however... Our opponent, even though there is no need...
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful, did he think I've never accepted? I want to find...
Davia.
This is indeed...
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. But what drove...
What?
And the serial disappeared. 5 years, knowing all of this. But as long as you remained, if something were to happen...
Right. So nobody would be...
As we've seen, but...
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared to look...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the...
So he chose...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. Would Boss... If Boss's spirit could hear you, I'm sure he'd be...
No. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that, but thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Maloose, what was the key
It's the locate when he was threatened. But if you are...
Why? If...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against... There's no telling, but a single... The worst case...
Then, in that...
Well, you saw what...
But things are...
You sound like you've put a lot of...
I am the butler. I've always been willing to take on any kind of...
Thank you for all of that, Maloose.
Let me think. When I announced if the vendors, after several... The first is...
Huh?
Yes, so thanks to his... There's someone else like him, too. Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild. In the beginning...
So...
Yes, it's...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information. Although the guards, since Thierry is...
I see. To think that the...
If you want to...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, proving after that incident, if it might help...
Oh, thank you so...
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work...
It is settled, then. Please...
Thank you for arranging... Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry. If it... But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't
I didn't know how. I know.
I'm sorry. On the matter
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me he had many regrets. So when he tried to be as...
They found out...
Papa didn't say...
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only... I don't know that for sure. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if...
But Mama, Papa always...
Well...
Yeah.
Then you should hold on, regardless of what...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is...
You really think that's...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Laurent... I'll get myself together on the way. So please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance?
I'm sure you've heard of...
Yeah, I've heard.
It also... After my partner, can you do me a favor?
After that, my first react, but when I got...
So you also...
Indeed. Reason being, but according to... About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there would...
At least from the gun he was holding...
Yeah, that makes... But hold on. He didn't even want to face the origin. Did he lose all...
I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. And if I may just... Many people have... But it was Mr. Callus's... No matter what...
Don't worry. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth.
Intel is just like teachers. You gotta invest a lot before you can start earning.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't a...
I mean, where Callus to defend, it would be next to him.
Yes. What happened at the...
If you want to go...
That'd be much...
Of course. Why do you ask?
Well, so... if you...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it. If you try to removing a syrup, so I can promise, they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in this...
Sakura swirl!
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel.
Sure. I will...
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as...
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to...
Yes.
Oh!
That's right. I also witnessed you to beat the Hydro...
Oh.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is.
Uncle Marcel...
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
We were attacked on Arrhenius by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also... If not for the vigil...
Oh,
Alas. But rest assured, if anyone dares...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. Do you have any new thoughts?
The Confrérie... Then I heard the sound of...
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth comes...
We've talked to all three suspects.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Anyway.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right!
According to Jacques...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. Besides Jacques, it's obvious that our...
Do you think...
Given everything that... But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Florent? But...
So you're saying...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be... Thierry, you said? But...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out...
Uncle Marcel, and with funds from the... Still, also... Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through...
Could we be missing...
The suspect... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. We need far more...
Navia, here you are. Oh,
Huh?
Yeah,
Wasn't that place...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui Harbinger
What?
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, how...
that's what I thought. If the charge
Right.
Yeah.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this isn't... You're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be...
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver.
We heard. It's our hope.
See you then. Now that Navia has set out for Arrhenius, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. Let's go and try to find the entrance. entrance that leads to the synth production. Ah, you're right. And Navia's probably.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again. Do you accept the charge that you are—
To be perfectly— However, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, when I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding—
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Arc? Then why don't you duel me too?
Alas, it would— In that case—
That case had nothing to do— Huh? What? What?
I told—
Miss Navia, but that was an
Oh, please. We can put that discussion aside for now. And if my
Oh. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else—
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person— Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières!
Huh? What
I've heard of them.
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind— And if the charge—
Yes.
In that case, members of the guard. Mr. Marcel.
I think an attorney—
Very well.
I would like to take only through a loop—
Navia, come on. If that's enough to—
exactly correct, Your Honor.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a— The guard's investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove Callus was defeated by champion duel. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father. After that, Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit the case. Something's... The testimony of the victim. However, unfortunately... This assassin for... A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were you, but now, since it... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something is
What a great...
Mr. Marcel.
But
Then, may I, one?
Boo!
I may not have. We should be considering this.
That makes sense.
Why do I?
Maybe you should
Alternatively,
My second question has to do with the ensuing. Then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had
I've thought about this too. And the answer is the dissolving. My father could have exposed at that time what was certain.
Boss once told me.
What? If the secret had gotten out, of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of. But what good would that do? Had this opera, but by staying, I was able to become. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will.
So,
that's right.
Do you have any?
Of course, all you need. I don't need your apology, but since he
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number in my line of work. Just one look, I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about...
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases, in my father's case, the culprit and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized the culprit could only time their actions so coincidentally.
So that's why I'm used to it.
No need to
I won't try to. On top of that, does a person have to be physically... I know that even... Alas, who won't feel at least a little... But if I were to just... Do you know what the big...
I suppose you're...
It's time. I'm a businessman in addition. But the disappearances began...
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or ask my friends, could those records and testimonies do something to appease...
seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done us, but aren't you going... He wished for you, once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into...
This isn't just about me. And it never... The biggest difference between the people whose many people's, and whose... Is it a man named...
Huh.
Oh. So you...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of...
I was waiting for you to say that.
Down!
Everybody stand back!
Now you shall perish! There is no escape!
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Useless. Take flight.
Whirling snow.
Shine down.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Kamisato art. Sovetsu.
Take flight. Inazuma shines eternal.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
There is no escape.
Whirling snow.
Useless. Boring. Shine down.
Let's light it up. I'm going in.
Lament. Worthless. Here. Take flight. There is no escape. Ha!
Sakura swirl. Yeah. Ha! Ha! Whirling snow. Yeah. Yeah. After all that, we finally... Though, as expected... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the sip. If you dilute it with Terima, will take... What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible and you read the rest? Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. But did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... So that's it! No, that's not it either! If that's the case, in any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of... Mixing in progress. Ready to drink. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's... Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, this should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dogs. He can act when I concur. Let's sense... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but... Huh? You mean the girls from the... And then they were... And all the boxes of things. These names... We've looked at almost everything here. Yeah. We haven't found anything that no wonder even Nervalet that way, even if we bring all this back to the sure thing. Vacher's love. Then... Aw... It's... So many! The final name Marcel... Wait, but... Marcel...
And whose image do you see? Is it a man named...
Huh.
Oh.
I
was...
Navia! We're back!
As expected.
Just how off...
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've...
Huh?
We've investigated your lair, and we already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created...
So that's it. And with that...
This information... Well, you fixated your... So, you...
You also never...
Or our determination to see things...
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if...
Do you think... Pay attention to you? What for? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades... They said there's... Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all... I did all of that. I spent my...
The suspect is exhibit...
Don't touch me! Venier, please!
At this point, the...
Fine by me.
Traveler. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research. To cover his tracks, during the course of his research, Vacher discovered, however, as he accumulated wealth to fund, after exchanging blows with Spina de Rasula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president, Callus, at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
What?
Hey! What's with this?
Huh? I mean...
But weren't the charges about the serial...
The judgment of the guards...
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
I don't... What does Lady Verena mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called...
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Don't tell me.
But the way she looked just...
However, given... And... if you thought child had nothing to do, all shut... Now, having said that...
So she chose...
So you're saying...
She probably just... However, please...
All right. After all...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll...
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. I erased all
Are you still trying to prove your innocence?
Really? The Fountain of Lucine? Then, please.
What? Give it...
This request...
Of course!
Humans. Very well.
Your Honor.
I will go with him.
Thank you.
A blade embraces its duty. As a jeweler cherishes their gems.
I know. I know. Present.
blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.